Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to set up a KVM, or KVM switch as it's otherwise known. Now this video is kind of following on from the original review we did of this. This is the UGREEN HDMI KVM switch, and after doing the review I got a few comments from people saying, well, that's great, but you didn't really show how to wire it up. Now for me personally, I thought it was a relatively straightforward thing to do, but I appreciate that there's other people that aren't, well, basically haven't got a clue how any of this works. So what I figured I'll do is I'll do a very slow and methodical video explaining how it all works, what plugs in where, and things to look out for when you're actually purchasing a KVM, or even just when you're setting one up. Now, the thing you're going to be thinking is, well, why do I actually need a KVM? Well, possibly you don't, but maybe you do. That's why you've come to this video. Now, a KVM stands for keyboard, video, and mouse. So if you've got more than one computer, maybe you've got two PCs, maybe you've got a PC and a Mac, maybe you've got a PC and a laptop, PC and a small form factor PC, various different combinations of what you might want to do, or potentially even with a games console, that might work also. But it means essentially you can get away with just having one keyboard, one mouse, and one screen on your desk, but having more than one computer. Now you can get KVM switches which will do multiple devices. Most of them tend to be just two devices, but you can get ones which will do 4, 6, etc, etc. We won't get too much into that now, but we're going to go through the basic principles. So effectively what the box does, this is the main control box for the UGREEN. So it's got various different ports on there. The ports on the front, you've got USB ports, so USB Type A. There's also a USB Type C as well, so you can plug in USB Type C devices. And also on the end there's a custom port, which is for enabling remote switching. We'll look at the cables individually, so I'll explain what that means, and when we put it all together, it should all make sense. Now, the way you actually switch between the two computers differs between the different manufacturers of the KVM devices. Most of them will have a physical dedicated switch, such as this one on the top, so you press that button and it toggles between the two connected computers. Alternatively, you can have an extension on that as well. So if you want to hide all this out of the way and don't want it on your desk, you can run an extension lead, and this basically replicates the same thing. So there's a push button, and pressing it will toggle between the two PCs that are physically connected. Some devices will do it in another way, so you can press maybe the function key and 1 or function key and 2 on your keyboard. You can toggle between the two. Ultimately, that's going to be down to the individual KVM that you actually purchase, so do check into that if you want to have a certain way of changing between devices. If we take a look at the back of the KVM switch, this hopefully will make it a little bit clearer in your mind how this actually works. So on the back, we've got some ports here. We've got both input and also output as well. So if you look at the screen there, I'll put some close-ups so you can see what this is. But essentially you've got HDMI 1 and 2. So that is between your two computers. And also you've got an HDMI output. The HDMI output is the one that goes into your monitor. So if you think of it somewhat like a funnel, so you've got all of these different data types going into the switch, you press a button and then it outputs whichever one you select. It's probably not the greatest way of explaining it, but it kind of works in my mind. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the cables we get included. Now again, your setup may be slightly different. They may be individual cables for each PC, but this I feel is a pretty kind of universal way of how things work. So with your KVM switch, if it's a two-way switch, which this one is, you should find you'll have two HDMI cables, and also two USB cables. Now these will generally be the USB 3, which is the faster ones these days. So they'll look a little bit like the old-fashioned cables we used to use for USB printers and scanners and that kind of stuff, but just a little bit bigger. Potentially if you've got an older unit, it still may be using USB 2, so it will look like a normal A to B printer cable, which I'll try and get one of those on the screen so you can see what it looks like. This is just a newer version. But essentially what this is going to do is it's going to take in your keyboard and also your mouse signal and put it through here in one cable. So effectively each one of your computers that you have connected to the KVM is going to have one of each of these cables. So an HDMI cable for the display side of things, and the USB cable which is going to take through the keyboard and the mouse. Now when it comes to the keyboard and mouse you're actually using on your desk, you can basically use kind of anything you like. So if you are using a traditional USB mouse, such as this one, with a traditional USB Type A cable, that's absolutely fine. Or if you're using a keyboard, maybe a slightly fancy one with a detachable cable, but it's still USB Type A, Again, that is absolutely fine. Or potentially, if you want a slightly more clutter-free experience, you can also use wireless keyboards and mice. You just use the dongle as you would normally, that you would plug into your computer, and you just plug it into this unit here. So your inputs to the device go into the front section. So for instance here, our keyboard could plug in here, our mouse could plug in here, and we've also got some additional ports. Now you may have that, you may not, but these additional ports can be used for other devices such as USB sticks, card readers. The list goes on and on. You can basically use it for anything at all. The only thing I would say as well is the fact that because this is a physical switch, so these ports will be allocated to whichever PC is in use. So if, for instance, you use a Wi-Fi dongle to get your internet, if you put your Wi-Fi dongle into this port, when you press the button to switch between the PCs, only one of the PCs is going to get the Wi-Fi data. And also, the same goes for the keyboard and mouse. So as soon as you press the button to switch between the two devices, your keyboard and mouse will stop functioning on the other device. Hopefully that makes some sense. Next, we'll go ahead and connect all of this up so you can see how it connects up, and hopefully if it hasn't been made slightly clear already, this should clear up entirely. And also we'll do some practical demonstrations so you can see how it works in reality. Okay, so let's start off with our two PCs which we'll be using for this demonstration. So as you can see, we've got a traditional desktop style PC here, and also we have this mini PC here. So again, just to show you some of the differences of various ways you can actually set this whole thing up. So we'll start off with the desktop PC, and we'll start off with the HDMI cable. So the HDMI cable is this one here, which plugs into your monitor. And the cable is the same on both ends, so it doesn't matter which end you use to plug in first. So you want to plug this into your graphics card output. Now on this particular PC, we do have a dedicated graphics card with an HDMI output. The motherboard also has one, so if you're using a PC with integrated graphics, you would use the one up here, and you wouldn't have a slot down here. So let's get our HDMI cable, and we'll plug it into our HDMI output. And next, we're going to take our USB cable. So in this instance, this is our USB cable. So we want to use the type A, like we would if it was a keyboard or mouse, and plug this into one of the USB ports. Ideally, because these are color-coded blue for faster transfers, you want to use the blue ports on your motherboard. If you don't have them, or you have different colors, isn't too much of a problem. Just go for something which is suitable for you. So in this instance, I'm going to use one of these blue ports here, which are the USB 3.0, and plug that into there. So that effectively is going to be our keyboard, our mouse, and our video displays. So that hence is the name KVM, keyboard, video, and mouse. Next, we're going to go over to our mini PC and repeat the process. This particular one has multiple HDMI outputs, so I'm just going to use it on just one of them and plug in our HDMI cable into there. And also again, we're going to do the same thing with our USB cable. Again, there's two ends. One is your type A, and the other one is the one that goes into the KVM switch. So we're going to plug a USB into one of the faster ports on the front, hence giving us this. So again, keyboard and mouse, video output. So now we need to connect those to the actual KVM switch. So depending on which PC you want to have PC number 1 or PC number 2, that is entirely up to you. Also as well, the cables, you can, if you wish to, put a little bit of tape around them or something, or number them if you've got a labeling machine, and you can say which PC it is. That might help to avoid any confusion if you ever need to do any rewiring. But as long as you are pretty methodical about it, it should be absolutely fine. So the way we started off with this originally, this was our primary PC, so PC number 1, and the little one down there is PC number 2. So I'm going to grab both of the cables from PC number 1. Again, this is our HDMI and also our USB. And we'll take a look at the back panel on our KVM switch, and we can see there, it does say HDMI in number 1, USB in number 1 there. So let's plug those two in first of all. So we'll take our HDMI, plug that into the end one, and we'll take our USB with this funny type connector and plug it into there. So that is PC number 1 connected up to our KVM switch. Now just repeat the process again for the other computer. So again, we'll take our USB plug that into PC number 2 input, and then we'll take our HDMI and put that into PC number 2 input. So this is great. So both PCs are now physically connected to our KVM switch, but now we need to actually get the signals which are being fed into this box actually out to our own peripherals. Now this is actually really straightforward to do. All we need to do is to grab the HDMI cable from our monitor. And for this particular demonstration, I've gone with one which looks a little bit different, just so we can differentiate it a little bit more, and visually it will look a little bit different. So this is coming from our monitor. So we want to plug that into the port there, which is marked HDMI Output. So just plug it in, and there we go. So that is the monitor signal being taken in from our 2 PCs, mixed in the box, and depending which position our button is in or which one we select, this output is then going to our monitor. So next we want to have our input devices actually plugged in as well. So we've got 2 cables here, one of which is coming from our mouse, one of which is coming from our keyboard. So these are both USB type A. So what we want to do is attach those to our KVM. So we've got our USB ports on the front of our KVM switch. Again, yours may have a slightly different layout. It might be at the back or it might be at the front. Who knows? So just plug those into any one of the ports which are appropriate on there. And with those plugged in, you can see that's our keyboard and mouse plugged in. And literally when we press the button, what it's going to do is actually going to mix the 2 signals from your keyboard and mouse, and then output it into just one cable to go into your computer. Older KVM switches used to have individual USBs for every device, or serial cables for the older PS2 style, but that's a little bit of a blast from the past. We don't really tend to have that now. So that is effectively it in terms of wiring up. Now there are other things this specific unit will do. We can actually put USB Type-C power into the back of the unit to power devices, etc. There's a little USB port there, so if you wanted to, you could do that. And also we can plug in more devices onto the front should we want to. So say for instance a USB memory stick, a printer, a scanner, basically any USB device. The only thing, like I said previously, whatever is actually plugged into this device, when you press the button, it will only connect to one device at a time. So if you may be using a Wi-Fi dongle and you want to use it on both computers, you can only use it at one at a time. So if you started a download on one PC, press the button to go to the other, it's then going to cancel the download because effectively the USB is going to be disconnected. Just to show you where the cable goes, so this is our HDMI output from the KVM switch. As you can see, this is our different colored cable, and this literally just plugs into your monitor. So this is your input signal. This particular monitor has got a couple of HDMI ports on it, so I'm just going to use it on HDMI port 1, and there we go, that is plugged in. So that is now going to take the signal from either one of the 2 PCs and display it onto this screen here. Now I'm going to tidy some of this up and get it set up so we can see how a KVM can be used in real world and how to switch between devices. Okay, so here is our kind of somewhat finalized setup. So PC number 1 is over here. We've got PC number 2 just tucked away down there. And obviously we've got our monitor here. This, if anyone's interested, is the new Gigabyte G27. Very nice monitor, 4K, 165 Hertz or 180 Hertz, some crazy thing. Excellent monitor. Anyway, I digress. We've actually swapped over to keyboard and mouse. So I've gone for a wireless setup. So what I said before earlier, normally you'd have your keyboard and mouse plugged into the ports on the front here of your KVM, but I'm using the wireless set, so all it needs is a simple dongle in there, so it can be quite discreet. So if you don't want wires all over your desk, that's absolutely fine. Alternatively, if you want to hide this out of the way, tuck it away somewhere else, completely out of sight, you can do, but then you would need to plug in this extension section, so then you can just press that when you need to switch between the 2. You can hide that out of the way discreetly should you wish to. It's optional, you don't have to use it. If you don't want to, that choice is yours. Now at the moment we've got our 2 PCs, so currently we are on the mini PC over here. So yeah, this is our little mini PC, so just so you can see, if I close this down, so we'll do shutdown, it will shut down that computer and you'll see that computer switch off. There we go, so that computer is turned off. So we haven't selected another unit yet. It doesn't automatically switch over, so it will go into kind of like sleep mode or whatever. So if you just want to fire and forget, just leave it, it's fine. If we press the button now on our KVM switch, we can now go and take a look at what is going on our other computer. And there we go. A few seconds, it just retransmits. And there we go, we've got our other computer up and running. So this is our desktop computer over here. So we can go ahead, do whatever we need to do, make any changes, use it as we would normally. Everything works as you'd expect, keyboard, mouse, you can type stuff in, etc. So that's all working. Again, if we want to go back to the other PC, you can do it in two ways. You can either press the button to switch over straight away, or you can just turn on the computer, press the power button, you can let it go through its kind of setup stage, and press the button whenever you're ready to, and it'll just switch over to the other one. So there we go, there is our AMI BIOS for the little mini PC. And again, we can just keep on switching through, pressing the button, and it'll switch between the two computers. So again, if you are wanting to use more than one computer, or you're just someone who dabbles a little bit and you just want another setup, so you can just randomly plug in your USB ports rather than having to have another keyboard, another mouse, all that kind of other stuff, it can really save a lot of hassle. And if you're someone who's got maybe a PC and a Mac because you work multifunction, then yeah, this is a great little device and relatively straightforward to set up. The wires can be a little bit of a pain in the backside to manage, but overall I think it's actually a pretty nice and convenient setup overall. So there you go, there is how to set up and configure a KVM switch. Again, this is somewhat of an overview. Some KVM switches may be different. So what I would suggest in that instance, if you're having problems or you've got a different model and you just can't quite figure it out, feel free to leave me a comment in the comments section. Alternatively, we do have a Discord chat server, which is completely free of charge to join. I'll put links for that also in the video description, so if you want to check that, you're more than welcome to do so. But I think that's going to wrap this video up. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully it's made the mystery of KVMs a little bit easier to understand. Hopefully it has. If not, let me know, and I'll try and remake the video with any comments or suggestions you might make. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap this video up. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.